I want people to remember that when he was candidate Obama, that he said he was going to get this economy going. He was going to bring people together, be a real leader for change in America. And so I'm going to run an ad that shows him and the things he said here in New Hampshire in a speech here. And the contrast between what he said and what he did is so stark. People will recognize we really do need to have someone new lead this country.
Welcome back to Harvard. That was Mitt Romney last night previewing his new ad that'll run in New Hampshire today. It's getting all kinds of attention for being misleading, that ad is, and what it portrays. Let's watch.
I am confident that we can steer ourselves out of this crisis. And who's been in charge of the economy? We need a rescue plan for the middle class. We need to provide relief for homeowners. It's going to take a new direction. If we keep talking about the economy, we're going to lose.
Wow, it sounds like a devastating ad, doesn't it? But here's the context. Let's play the full sentence of what then Senator Obama said in that speech.
Senator McCain's campaign actually said, and I quote, "If we keep talking about the economy, we're going to lose."
So he's quoting McCain in person there in 2008, and in this new ad by Romney, Romney's ad maker is suggesting those are his words about his own campaign strategy, a completely dishonest distortion. Is this what we can expect for the next year in the campaign trail? Michael Steele is a former chairman of the Republican National Committee and MSNBC political analyst, and Bob Shrum's a veteran Democratic strategist. Welcome. Michael, was that on the level, that use of the quote from candidate Obama to the effect that if we talk about the economy we lose? Was that a fair take from him?
Well, I don't know if I'd use the word fair, but you said the word that I think that's most appropriate. You said devastating, and that was the point. Look, this is politics, and you know, Chris, you've been in it a long time, as I know Bob does as well. This is hardball. This is beginning to step it up. We're 6 weeks away from the first votes being cast, and Romney's beginning to lay down some tracks, and he wants to lay those tracks on the back of the president. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the politics of it, it's absolutely a fair play ad.
But did candidate Obama ever say in regard to his own strategy, if we keep talking about the economy, we're going to lose? Did he ever say about his strategy?
Well, clearly not. If you've got the complete quote there, but that's not the point. The point is that what he said then, quoting Senator McCain, is applicable today, because he's absolutely right. The president doesn't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about the economy, because it reminds people of the fact that there's 9% unemployment, $14 trillion worth of debt out there.
Okay, let me go to Bob Shrum. Bob, this is a take from something he was quoting McCain in, and the way they portrayed in the Romney campaign, he's talking about himself and his strategy.
Yeah, listen, Michael's double talk seems to equate hardball with lying. This is a lie. Michael, during the campaign last year, was out there saying that the Democrats believe America is in decline. If you had clipped that and put him on the air saying America's in decline, he would have screamed foul. You could do this to anybody. You could take Lincoln's first inaugural address and clip it, and you could have a sentence that would say slavery is right and must be extended. Now, I think this is as phony as Romney is, and people are going to see through it. And I also think he's going to pay a price for it, because, you know, you don't have to clip his stuff. He's pro-choice, anti-choice, pro-gay rights, anti-gay rights. And you can use real quotes. You don't have to do an Orwellian trick with them.
Yeah,
well, here's
you played this game, Bob, a long time. And
I never played that game. I never once did anything like that. Never once in any campaign.
Michael.
Name another example, Michael.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying do not act as if the Democrats have never done this themselves.
Name an example, Michael. Name an example. Give an example.
I can go back to an RNC chairman who gave a speech in New England last year about Afghanistan, and watch the Democrats clip that speech and put it on the internet.
What happened?
Okay. Kevin, not surprising, the liberals have already begun to use Romney's tactics against him.
Yeah.
Here's a spoof ad by Think Progress. Let's watch.
We should just raise everybody's taxes. There's nothing unique about the United States. Government knows better than a free people how to guide an economy. Fiscal responsibility is heartless and immoral. Let us just raise your taxes some more. We just need a little bit more. America's just another nation with a flag.
I like it. Michael, that's fair game by your definition.
Yeah, exactly. So why is everybody getting all upset?
But that's a spoof, Michael. That's not an advertisement. That's a satire on the corruption of Romney's campaign ad.
It serves the same purpose, Chris. I mean, and this is going to be a hard-fought campaign. There's going to be a lot of third-party organizations out there that are going to be running ads, and you can call them spoofs, you can call them political, you can call them what you want. They're going to have their intended effect on both sides of the aisle. So don't sit here and act like this is something new to politics, folks.
Let me ask you, Bob, so that you have the high ground here. We've just shown an example of satire making fun of the dishonesty of the Romney campaign.
Of course.
And even in this case, Michael Steele says that's fair game. The satirical version of the dishonesty, he says, is okay. So we've really lowered the bar here, Mr. Shrum. Well, I don't know whether we can't all jump over this bar. Go ahead.
Look, Michael can't name a single example of a major presidential ever doing something like this. There's going to be a lot of attention paid to it because Romney's put it out there. I actually think he's going to hurt himself. Voters are not dumb. They're going to see through this. And as I pointed out earlier, the irony is you can do this to Romney without clipping him.
Okay, let's take a look at Rush Limbaugh's show. He talked about Michelle Obama's appearance at a NASCAR race the other day, this last weekend, where she was booed by some of the fans, and somehow it all went back to the vacation she took in Spain several months ago, according to Rush. Here's Rush using an interesting bit of American language here to describe Michelle Obama.
The NASCAR crowd doesn't quite understand why when the husband and the wife are going the same place, the First Lady has to take her own Boeing 757 with family and kids and hangers-on 4 hours earlier than her husband, who will be on his 747. NASCAR people understand that's a little bit of a waste. They understand it's a little bit of uppity-ism. First ladies have not been known to hop their own 757s 4 hours ahead of their husband when they're both going the same place.
Now, here's Rush Limbaugh going back several months to a trip the First Lady took and using it as an excuse, I would argue, to use the word uppity in describing her performance as First Lady. Uppity, well, Michael, you've lived this life more than I have, obviously, and all I can tell you is I've never heard the word used except in context and in connection to the N-word. Nobody ever says uppity about anybody else, about any other ethnic group.
It is never used in a positive way, and it is defined as someone who is acting or trying to be above their station in life. It's been used by certain whites towards African Americans as a reminder that they need to be kept in their place. Now, if that is the application of the term with respect to the First Lady of the United States, then please tell me what is her proper place other than being at an event where she's acknowledging and welcoming home our war wounded and who have served this country. So I think this kind of rhetoric is misplaced, it is inappropriate, and is quite frankly stupid. So let's get past this craziness. Stop using pejorative terms that you know have no place in the marketplace of ideas or just basic human conversation unless you're intending some other inference.
Why does a man like Rush Limbaugh, who uses this kind of language and appeals to this kind of sentiment, and I think he does, command such authority in your party where members of Congress will end up kissing up to him after he has spanked them? Why does he continue to have this commanding authority in your party if he talks like this?
I mean, I don't know, to be quite honest with you, and I think a lot of folks are long past that point. I think, you know, we all move forward. We all have you know, goals that we set towards, I guess, embracing and sort of making us more relevant than some of us may want us to be. I just think that the NASCAR crowd that booed the First Lady and the Vice President's wife did so for, you know, political reasons. They like the president's agenda, but it has nothing to do with the First Lady being uppity. That is just baloney.
I thank you for coming on this issue.
Michael.
There's no debate here. There's no debate on this point. Thank you for being so well, you made it clear what you feel and think, and I trust you so much in this. Michael Steele, who has battled his way, pioneering that attitude within the Republican Party. Bob Shrum, no need to add to that brilliant talking there. In fact, heartfelt. Anyway, up next, by the way,